aboard on a bus full of students returning from a field trip.
Devin Chandler, Deshaun Perry, and Lavelle Davis were killed, and 2 other students were wounded, one critically. Police say that Christopher Darnell Jones, who was a former teammate, opened fire in the charter bus at around 10:30 last night. Police then searched the school grounds and elsewhere for over 12 hours. He was finally arrested. University President Jim Ryan.
Although we do not yet have a full understanding of the motive and circumstances surrounding these events, police are investigating as we speak.
All classes and activities have been canceled for the day, including the men's basketball game, as the university continues to mourn. In Charlottesville, Luke Luker, WTOP News.
This is Kyle Cooper on the University of Virginia campus, where students are still trying to come to grips with this tragedy.
It's definitely really overwhelming, and it's really sad, and I think the entire community is just really somber right now.
A lot of people are getting hurt bad by this. It's very unfortunate what happened.
I feel like it's something that you see on the news, and it's one of those things that you just never relate to that could happen in my life.
Many other students told me they were not ready to talk about what happened because it's so hard. The shooting took place near several fraternities, which have made huge signs that say UVA strong, along with the football players' jersey numbers 1, 15, and 41. At UVA, Kyle Cooper, WTOP News.
More as we go through the day here on WTOP. It's 5:05. As we've been telling you, cases of cold, flu, COVID, and RSV are rising fast, especially among kids. We have some advice for parents from Children's National Hospital.
We really do still need to try and keep the child at home when they're sick.
Dr. Sarah Coombs of Children's National Hospital says isolation for a mild runny nose might not be needed.
There's some discretion there.
But when a child is running a fever,
if they're coughing such that there's just droplets spewing everywhere, we do need you to keep those children at home.
She says as much as possible.
We need to quell this rapid spread of all these viruses.
She recommends masking when indoors, such as in grocery stores, and vaccinations against COVID and the flu for everyone 6 months and older. Chrissy King, WTOP News.
D.C. public schools are coming back after an enrollment drop during the pandemic.
The school year leading up to the pandemic, 2019-2020, saw a record high number of students in D.C. public schools, just over 51,000. But when the pandemic hit, those numbers fell. Now there's new hope with some new preliminary numbers from the Office of the State Superintendent of Education.
We are especially proud for DCPS to post this number. Once again, above 50,000 students.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says when you tack on charter school enrollment, the city is at a record high of more than 96,000 students. Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
Now we're also seeing a return to normal at D.C. public libraries. Starting today, libraries are getting back to the schedule they had before the start of the pandemic. Each library staying open more than 15 extra hours a week. Opening and closing times vary by location. We have the full schedule for you at WTOP.com.
Keep it here on WTOP. Up next, we'll try to answer a question, maybe. Which political party will control the House next year? Almost a week after midterms, we still don't have the answer, but we will get analysis from Mitchell Miller. 507.
Energy costs are up, so are carbon emissions. But with healthy insulation systems, you can save big and reverse the impact of global warming. Hi, I'm Brian Javey with Insulators and Allied Workers Local 24. Operating a commercial property means saving money and the environment. By replacing or improving your mechanical insulation systems, Local 24 can cut costs and reduce carbon emissions. So contact us today at insulators24.org. Save big and go green with Insulators Local 24, the energy efficiency union.
Have you heard about the Movis Diamond November sale? Save up to 50% on our fabulous diamonds and jewelry. The sale includes diamonds, engagement and wedding rings, ear studs, and gorgeous jewelry. The Movis November sale is for a short time only. Hurry in before the best is gone. With up to 50% off select items, the savings are almost too good to be true. The sale is on now at all Movis showrooms in Tysons, Rockville, and D.C. For details, go to movisdiamonds.com or call 1-800-HER-LOVE. It's 508.
Slow or clogged drains? Call Michael & Son and get $100 off at drain cleaning today.
Traffic and weather on the 8th, and when it breaks, we've got Dave Dildine in the WTOP Traffic Center.
From Arlington toward Alexandria, southbound traffic on the GW Parkway, Route 1, Arlington Ridge Road, and others is slow, and it's all bailout. Interstate 395 southbound is jammed. And from the Pentagon toward Duke Street, just miserably slow. Near Duke Street, crash happened more than an hour ago, and it's still only 2 right lanes getting by on 395 South. Northbound near Boundary Channel Drive, police activity remains on the right side, but it's slow beyond that through the district, eastbound toward the 11th Street Bridge, and southbound on 295. Near Malcolm X Avenue and Blue Plains on I-295 South, you're packed, and that's workaround traffic with 395 South in poor condition. Drivers are rerouting, looking for other options. In Springfield, Virginia, on I-95, all lanes and all ramps are open. Southbound traffic slow from Lorton Woodbridge. What else is new? Capitol Beltway in Maryland and Virginia, our Monday rush hour is peaking at dusk, with brake lights, but no major incidents reported. Loudoun County, Route 7, west of Route 28, the distraction, an oversized load on the shoulder. Purcellville, westbound traffic on 7, reported slow beyond the Berlin Turnpike, with a new crash reported. Anne Arundel County, a serious crash in Lothian. Route 2 may have been stopped one or both ways, just north of the roundabout for Mount Zion Marlborough Road. 408, a medevac landed in a field nearby. 50, no delays to the Bay Bridge. 270-95 Baltimore-Washington Parkway in decent shape. At 50 eastbound east of the Beltway, the crash was quickly moved out of the way. Traffic brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Proud to serve members of the Armed Forces, DoD veterans, and their families. The members of the mission. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Dave Doline, WTOP Traffic.
Amelia Draper's got the chilly forecast.
Tonight, Hillary will have temperatures falling into the 30s for lows with mainly clear skies. Any sunshine early tomorrow morning gives way to clouds with rain moving in during the afternoon hours. We then have a pretty steady, maybe even moderate rain for your Tuesday evening that comes to an end just after midnight on Wednesday. Partly sunny, breezy. High temperatures tomorrow in the 40s. We're in the low to mid 50s on Wednesday, but we return to the 40s on a blustery Thursday, so wind chills in the 30s for part of the day. So the next 10 days, for the most part, featuring high temperatures mainly in the 40s. Currently 48 in the district, 46 in Lanham, and 45 in Falls Church.
All right, thanks so much, Amelia. It's all brought to you by Long Fence. Save 15% on Long Fence decks, pavers, and fences. Go to longfence.com today and schedule your free in-home estimate.
511.
The house will be in order.
I preempted him. Sorry. The House is back in session, but right now, control in the lower chamber for the coming year still undecided.
And WTOP's Mitchell Miller joined us from Capitol Hill with the latest on the House races.
There are still 17 House races that are undecided, primarily in California and states in the West. Right now, Republicans need to win 6 of those races to get to the 218 needed for a majority. That is likely to happen, though it is slow going, as you know, with the vote counting, especially in California. But Republicans may ultimately only have a vote or perhaps a handful of votes. And keep in mind that as we move forward, there's rarely all 435 lawmakers in the House in place. Some leave, some retire, some unfortunately die. So a thin majority can have an even more razor-thin majority than it might appear. By the way, this is on track to be one of the slimmest majorities in modern House history.
Well, Mitch, even if the Republicans manage to retake the House, we have Kevin McCarthy, the House's top Republican, facing some hurdles as he tries to become Speaker. What's going on here?
Absolutely. McCarthy met today with members of the Conservative House Freedom Caucus, which is trying to utilize this potentially tight majority to its advantage. Its members have done this in the past. They're trying to leverage their position in the conference to get various rules changes, positions on committees. Some are suggesting others may stop to challenge McCarthy, who is scheduled to come up for a vote among Republicans on Tuesday. One little victory for McCarthy, Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene today said she would support him. The full House will vote on who will be this Speaker in January, so McCarthy will likely need every Republican lawmaker to get the position that he sought for years.
All right, before we go, let's talk the Senate side, Mitch. There has been a minor revolt against Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell after the midterms. What's going on there?
Well, as you would expect, there's a lot of grumbling among Republicans in the wake of the Democrats again returning to power in the Senate with that narrow win in Nevada, and then you have the Georgia Senate runoff still taking place. Because of that, some senators are pushing for a delay in the voting for Senate leadership positions on Wednesday. It is no secret that Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and the head of the Senate campaign arm, Florida Senator Rick Scott, have not been getting on too well after the Republicans showing in those midterms, but there doesn't right now seem to be anyone who would challenge McConnell directly.
That's WTOP Capitol Hill correspondent Mitchell Miller.
Keep it here on WTOP. Coming up, a preview of what might be the Commanders' toughest road game so far this season. Rob Woodfork's next, 5:14.
Each day across our country, in big cities and small towns, highly skilled nurses make home visits to thousands of seniors. These free annual exams are part of house calls from United Healthcare Medicare Advantage. From a systemic perspective, this service is part of the solution to major challenges like access and affordability. But what are house calls like on a personal level? Here's what Darlene Minisey, a United Healthcare nurse, has to say.
The best thing about being a house calls nurse, the time that I'm allowed with the members in their home. We do a thorough exam. We're listening to everything that's going on in their lives. I want them to get whatever resources they might need to be healthy, and then follow up, scheduling doctor's appointments. What inspired me to get into nursing was taking care of my grandmother. Everyone deserves the kind of care that I was able to give my grandmother.
House calls from United Healthcare Medicare Advantage. Learn more at uhg.com/house calls. House calls may not be available in all
The
areas.
traffic's loud, the weather's cool, but upgrading your windows can be easy with Pella Mid-Atlantic because they do the work for you. Free consultations and estimates to pro design help and meticulous installation. They're here for you every step of the way. Dave Dodine from the Traffic Center. Here's the deal. 30% off qualifying projects and no payments, no interest for 18 months. Offer ends November 30th. Pella's easy replacement process. You make the decisions. They make them happen. Go to PellaWashingtonDC.com. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Sports at 15 and 45, powered by Red River. Technology decisions aren't black and white. Think red.
All right, 5:15. Rob Woodfork here, getting ready for a little Monday Night Football. Unfortunately, it's against the best team in football.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, Washington tends not to fare well on Monday nights, don't they?
They used to do well under pressure, though. Remember all the games no one expected them to win?
Well, there's that. See, look, she's positive. I like her. Countdown to kickoff in Philadelphia. We're about 3 hours away. Washington Commanders taking on the undefeated Eagles. Nobody's giving the Burgundy and Gold a chance. Hey, Sean and I both picked against them in the weekly picks, and history agrees. They're an 11-point underdog tonight. Phillies won 3 straight and 9 of the last 11 entering the 8:15 kickoff. But Benjamin St. Juice, how do you pull off the upset?
We got to limit explosive plays. They have a great receiver core. Like, first thing for me, like, we got to limit the 50-50 balls. With,
And Georgia Power came in here
Smith, all that stuff.
and said that we owe them money, and they was turning the water off, and all the water and heat is ran by electricity at the surge.
That won't include Chase Young. He's still
That's how the water's running.
From that knee injury from last year. But to Benjamin's points, I mean,
Beth the Bounty Hunter did it too. So did Dog Bounty Hunter and Brand Lehman and their little friends.
If you can reverse those trends, that's
like nothing happened.
There you go. Hey, there you go. All right. Well, UVA scheduled to host Northern Iowa tonight. The game canceled in the wake of the campus.
And I told Georgia Power that's the started over there.
Hardwood tonight.
That ain't even real over
Men
here.
hosting Hofstra at 7. Same start time for 2-0 Navy and Coppin State.
They're really sitting at that payphone trying to steal payphone.
Or actually visiting Howard in a battle of 1-1 teams.
There's payphone everywhere now.
Thank you, Rob. Now to the top stories we're following you on WTOP. The suspect in a deadly shooting at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville is in custody. Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. was
my
arrested late
housemate
this morning
Wesley,
in County, Virginia.
the audacity,
He's charged in the shooting deaths late last night of 3 UVA football players.
dropped
Plan to forgive student loan debt for millions of borrowers.
everything and broke all the curfew
Federal Appeals
rules
Court panel in St. Louis agreed to put the
up in
program
this
on
house.
hold while the appeal plays out. The decision comes
when
days
I
after a
had
federal
to
judge in
use
Texas blocked the program. The
diamonds
Texas
to
case
pay
was appealed,
rent.
and the administration is likely to appeal today's ruling.
I had to
as well.
use
The White House
sterling
Vice
silver and gold to
President
pay
Biden has
rent.
objected to what it says is China's coercive and
That's what
increasingly
Wesley
aggressive
did, the
actions
housemate.
toward Taiwan during his meeting with Chinese leader
Something's
Xi
wrong with
Jinping.
them.
She responded that Taiwan is at the core